Hello and welcome to another episode of The Wonder Diaries. So if you're new here, my name is Tiff and I am an artist. I primarily focus on kind of whimsical artwork, lots of painting, among other things, and very much inspired by folklore and the magic of nature. I am trying to practice though and kind of branch out a little bit, develop my skills, and I just generally like finding inspiration kind of on my travels. So whether that is purely nature-based or, in this case, wandering around historical cities and towns. So I recently went on a cruise, which was lovely. And on that cruise, I visited 4 different locations, and I wanted to take you along with me. So this one is Santander. So Santander is in Spain. Really lovely place, very, very busy, quite a big city, but also right on the coast, really, really beautiful, lots of history, and very much the kind of place that I really love to visit. So yeah, let's go for a wander. So if you've watched any of my previous vlogs, you may know that I find myself in churches relatively often for someone who is not particularly religious. But I really love the old buildings, the architecture, and the stories and the artwork that can be found in them. The carvings in this particular cathedral were really interesting, and lots of things that you would generally expect to find in cathedrals and churches, but just the details. I mean, look at the little grapes and the leaves, and stained glass windows. I always think are really, really beautiful, really wonderful way of showing stories. And yeah, my knowledge of who these may be is not great, but I definitely loved the sort of little castle shapes, and the flowers are very pretty. I just, I'm in awe of the time that it must have taken for people to have created these spaces, the work that goes into it, the craftsmanship. It's quite incredible, really, and I find it really inspiring. So that's why I always like to wander around places like this, even though I don't feel a direct link to the religious side of it. I think they're really wonderful buildings to appreciate, no matter what your beliefs are. So as we wandered, we came across Mercado de la Esperanza, which is the Market of Hope. So it's a huge indoor market, dates back to 1904, so it's a big listed building, as you can imagine, and it sold all sorts. So all around it was these various different traders, mostly kind of clothing and things like that, and then inside, on the lower level, there was a huge fish market, all fresh fish, and then on the next level up was pretty much everything else that you can think of. So I guess everything you'd expect to find in one of these indoor markets. So, butchers, vegetables, fruits, cakes, jams, bread, cheese, all sorts of things. But it was really lovely to walk around. It was a really great atmosphere, lots of tasty things to buy, and well worth a visit. Good shout.
And here we go. Here is the final spread. So of course this is the bit you would have seen that I already did while I was there, or kind of while we were leaving, while we were on the ship. And this was just one of my favourite things that I saw, was this like letterbox. It's my understanding that depending on the different areas of Spain where you're posting to, that was where you would put them through. I don't think it's used now. I think this is just like kind of left over from how it used to be done. But don't quote me on that. So if anybody is from Spain or knows about this, presumably this is something that you have elsewhere as well. It's not just in Santander. This one was for Madrid, this particular box. If you know, please let me know, because I'm curious. So yeah, something else that I love and I see everywhere is of course pigeons, and we saw this guy which you would have seen before who just fed the pigeons, And then there was like all these different beautiful kind of fountains and sculptures and buildings and everything. And then there was just hundreds of pigeons everywhere. You can just kind of see them sat around. And I love pigeons, so I drew one with some little stars to make it like a little magical pigeon. And I tried to combine like a little bit of like highlighter, some pencil and some pen, which I actually really enjoyed. I think maybe I should try that a little bit more. And of course I added some little envelopes, a little post, which is really cute, and it makes me want to make some more letter sets, because that's something I've not done for a while. And actually this has made me think about maybe creating some kind of pigeon post. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. I've got a few ideas kind of swirling around in my brain. Let me know what your initial thoughts are on just hearing that pigeon post. And I will get to work on that soon. But yeah, so here it is. Here is my little spread. I really like this one. This one feels like it's a little bit more what I enjoy and maybe where my style is kind of going. Simply because it's inspired by things that have come from, like, you know, buildings and architecture and all the kind of stuff that I like to see, but it's not directly a building. You know, it's kind of evolved from this, if that makes sense. So instead of just being like, oh, this building's really beautiful, I'm going to paint that, or this particular thing is, I've sort of kind of gone off and made it my own a little bit. Because when I was drawing this, I didn't focus too much on the photo. I sort of had a good look a few times and then I just kind of was rolling with it. And this kind of got me thinking about kind of, you know, folklore and things like that. But then I ended up kind of going in a different direction when I thought about the pigeons in connection with this. Because this is very close by. This was just sort of around the corner. So I'd literally just seen this, and then around the corner, I was kind of watching all the pigeons and everything. And yeah, so it's that combination of kind of like this, you know, this bird that a lot of people don't like, that you kind of see everywhere. They maybe don't seem very special, but I think they're really sweet, almost like they're like dopey. You know, you just kind of see them pottering around. And yeah, I just think they're really sweet. And obviously you see them wherever you go. And Lee and I always have this thing where we say, like, how did you get to be here? Like, which pigeon gets to, you know, be born into these really beautiful settings, and which ones end up just walking around like the dirty streets of some city somewhere. So yeah, that in combination with the post office, kind of imagining kind of, yeah, pigeon postcards. You know, imagine what they'd be saying to each other if they were kind of sending it all around the world. But yeah, so this one was really inspiring. I'm really happy with this, which is what I wanted to get out of these trips. So I feel like I'm kind of getting towards the right kind of idea now. I think with the previous ones, so if you haven't seen the videos, please go back and watch them. Or you may have already seen these, but yeah, if you kind of think about the ones I was doing before, they felt a little bit more observational, I guess. Whereas this one, I feel like now I'm starting to see like the inspiration and kind of move off into a different direction. Just simply through following my curiosity and being a bit more creative, which is what I'm aiming for. So yeah, let me know what you think of that one in the comments, and tell me, do you like pigeons as much as I do, or do you think they are just flying vermin?